Hi guys, welcome back, You². We're going to finish up the last chapters in this book today. So let's start where we left off with Get Uncomfortable. Quantum leaps jerk you out of your comfort zone. So prepare yourself for a pretty wild ride. You're going to cover some unfamiliar terrain and encounter obstacles you never faced before. It can feel like the safety chain linking you with behavior patterns from the past are stretched to the limit. At times, you may wonder if the situation is about to spin out of control. The normal reaction is to want to hold on tightly, but you're going to have to learn to let go. You² is achieved through release. So turn loose if you want to jump, but don't be surprised if you grow uneasy. And that's a predictable part of the process. When you take the quantum leap, you ride the situation, but you don't really control it all that much. In fact, the only way you control it is by 1, knowing where you're going, 2, continuing the pursuit, and 3, learning from your mistakes. A quantum leap is an act of faith, exhilarating and possibly scary at the same time. You have to give up a large degree of security and safety, plow through greater amounts of ambiguity and confusion and uncertainty, wrestle with a totally new set of problems, invite failure, and possibly contend with criticism from other people who have been a part of your support group in the past. Make you uncomfortable? That's a good sign. If you're experiencing no anxiety or discomfort, the risk you're taking probably isn't worthy of you. The only risks that aren't a little scary are the ones you've outgrown. A high comfort level provides solid evidence that you're playing it safe. Not growing, not really testing your limits at all, and not in the process of a quantum leap. You might be making gradual progress. That's possible, but you're not going for a breakthrough. You² carries you beyond your commonplace everyday habits and calls for a little more nerve. So just go into this expecting a touch of anxiety. Uneasiness is a predictable psychological reaction when a quantum leap is underway. It has been said that if you will do the thing you fear, death of fear is certain. Courage is not the absence of fear and anxiety. It's proceeding in spite of those feelings. So press on. Open your gifts. You have many gifts that you've never opened. These are gifts of talent, ability, and reach that are yours for the taking. The people we call gifted are different from the crowd in one very special way. They've accepted their gifts. They've let it happen. The high achievers, the persons you admire, are those individuals who open their gifts. These winners have more gifts because they've claimed them, took them out of the wrapping, and used them. Now it's time for you to do something with your gifts. Claim them, and you create them. Reach for them, and they materialize. Use them, and they grow to serve you still better. If you look at those particular skills you've developed over the years, the talents that you've exhibited, you will find that they are gifts that you've opened and enjoyed. But how many others are there within your reach? For every gift you've opened over the years, there are hundreds that you've never unwrapped and taken out of the package. These unused potentials hide there, just waiting to play a role in your quantum leap. When you make a quantum leap, you find out many new things about yourself. You² is a fascinating experience in self-discovery. A transformation occurs, a metamorphosis. Think of a striped caterpillar humbly crawling along the stem of a milkweed plant a few inches from Mother Earth, changing into a strikingly beautiful monarch butterfly that soars high in the air and bravely journeys thousands of miles in its yearly pilgrimage. To become a monarch, to free those shining auburn wings, to fly high and free, the creature must break out of the cocoon of safety and open its gifts. Open some more of yours and find your wings. And fall in love. Everybody wants love. The quantum leaps won't happen if you're living life with a lukewarm heart. Passion is a very important part of the process. It fires the soul and fills the spirit, energizing your heart and mind for the quantum leap to a higher plane of performance. Passion also keeps you going when you're hit with problems and uncertainty. But passion itself must be fueled, and you feed that flame with visions of a dream that is dramatic. The emotional intensity inside must burn hot enough to protect you against the chilling effects of doubt, uncertainty, criticism, and failure. Only deep desire can generate such heat. For you to care this intensely, of course, there must be something worth caring about, something remarkable, special, and precious enough to light the fire in your heart. This means you must loosen the limits on your thinking and give yourself permission to pursue what you want most. The climate is right for a quantum leap only when you are passionately drawn to a particular goal. So let your deepest desires direct your aim. Set your sights far above the reasonable target. The power of purpose is profound only if you have a desire that stirs the heart. The inner drive must be strong enough to carry you past the point of wishful thinking. The dream must consume you, control you, drive you to action, disallowing half-hearted effort in the pursuit. Quantum leaps are an act of love, a passionate statement of how you care for the thing you seek. Only an emotional move holds the power to carry you the distance from you to You². Let the heart take charge of your body if you have a magnificent obsession and you are poised for a quantum leap. Make a move before you're ready. Don't bog down in getting prepped for this. Whatever else you need will come as you go. A person can make a career out of laying the groundwork to do something really big. Please understand, you don't prepare for a quantum leap, you make it. And then fine tune your approach. You go for it instead of forever getting ready, so you'll be sure to get it right. Zero defects is a hostile concept in the pursuit of You². First you act, then you frame out the details of your strategy. Move on your dream, start, and let what happens help you develop a coherent game plan. Mobility is a crucial element. Strategy formulation then evolves naturally out of your discovery process. You'll discover once underway that you know more than you know you know. Just trust your instincts. Once again, a quantum leap is something you are already prepared to do. It's not some absurd, wild-eyed scheme that calls for a fantastic stroke of luck just to have an outside chance of working. It's not an example of your reach exceeding your grasp. And it's most definitely not a matter of going for some grand goal that calls for painstaking preparation. A quantum leap is a move that is yours for the taking, right now. It represents a giant step you can make merely by deciding to and opening yourself up to the resources presently available to you. Getting ready is quite frankly a stalling tactic, an act of anxiety, a con game you're working on yourself. You are already positioned to escape to a higher plane of performance. If you wait until you get it perfect, you will never get it at all. The time to start is now. You² can only occur in the present. Look inside for the opportunity. Everything else that's needed right now comes from inside you. The opportunity, the timing, the power to perform, these are in you, not in the situation. The formula for You², the strategy for making the quantum leap, has been covered here. You have those answers. The answers to questions that must remain must come from the voice within. So you must listen to yourself. Those are the sounds no one else can hear. Your dreams, your desires, the thoughts that burn the hottest in your mind, they carry the message that help you find your own magnetic north. They point the way toward the breakthrough to You². Look inside at what pulls at your consciousness, for there you'll find direction. Everything else is in position, waiting for you. Just do it. make the quantum leap. In the end, there is such a thing as trying too hard. You've got to sing like you don't need the money, love like you'll never get hurt. You've got to dance like nobody's watching. It's got to come from the heart if you want it to work. This is a song sung by Kathy Mattea, Come from the Heart. You can find the song on everywhere you can find music, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music. It's there. Um, that's it for You², you guys. We have finished. I hope you've enjoyed this series, the book and the series for quantum learning. And I hope if you haven't learned anything now, it just opens the door. Even a sliver, a crack, is for you to walk through eventually, because you deserve You². Stay tuned for my upcoming series, and I'll see you guys later.